Good morning, it's April 10th, it's Good Friday. We're going to revisit the GLD. You can see that's what we're looking at. This morning we were up Thursday, so that's good. We were expecting that. In our prior video we had talked about, we had this huge formation, right? And a smile on your face. If you've been buying gold through these years, you've done well up to now. So we were talking about this huge formation, and we were talking about this resistance that we were below that we needed to break over here on this end in order to complete our formation as a cup and a handle, so we could at that point move upward. Now this is a massive formation. It's been forming between 2013, where we broke the line right here, and when we hit that, when we broke it here, and when we hit it right here, so we've got a 7-year formation here. So that's massive. And the bigger the formation, the larger the move. So I'm expecting it to, really do some damage on this side. We expect it to take out our prior highs, which over here we can see, if you were to pull a chart up and look at it, put it on candlesticks, then you would see we were over 1900. So I expect, on gold, this is the GLD. So we expect to at least break our previous high back in the day, and that would be, above 180 on the GLD. And it could go much higher with the way the Fed is printing money and doing swaps and everything. So let's take a closer look and review. So on our last video, we talked about we approached this resistance, and there was a battle, right? The bulls were battling, the bears were fighting back, and so we could see we're breaching the line, testing it and failing, breaching the line. When the market fell, we breached it and we failed large. So we've come back. We talked about, we touched the line and couldn't break it. The bulls created a hammer. As the stock started dropping, they fought back. And I say hammer, you can see that's a hammer. It's like a long handle or a shadow, and then you've got the hammer head. And so that's a bullish sign as well as this huge formation. So they battled back, which tells me they were intending on getting above this resistance and making it a support at this point. And lo and behold, Thursday we went above it. So we're going to do some looking. Let's move this back up. Okay, so now, not trying to be redundant, but we've broken through the resistance like we had earlier over here. Now, one good thing about this, let me move this back one more time. We can see that this green candle, we closed at the top of a green candle would be the close. And if you're not used to charting, at the bottom of the red candle would be a close. So what I'm saying is, on this green candle, excuse me, we opened up down here at the bottom of the candle and we closed right here. If you see a long red candle, the top of that candle is going to be your open and the bottom of it's going to be your close. So I've got this green candle highlighted. And if we look over here, we can see open and close. We can see it closed at 158.69, which is what we have here. And we can see that it opened at 154.16. So we're going to put another line on this. Let's open up our charting abilities. And I like to hug those candles when I make a line. I don't like to get on the shadows. So I'm going to put it right here on the base of that candlestick right here. And it takes 2 points to make a line, so we're going to make it. And I'm going to hug the bottom of this candle. So now we have a trend line. Okay? We have a massive formation and we have a trend line. And that trend line is between this point and this point right here. In case you missed it, I'm going to open it back up. So now we hit from this point to this point, we're going up through. All right. So we can see that we broke that when we fell off the resistance here, or the ceiling. We broke down, and now we have broken back up through that resistance or that ceiling, hopefully we're going to form a support. But now we've got two lines of support. Now we've got the support here, and we have an upwardly ascending upward trend, right? So hopefully what we expect, or what I expect, is we might breach this, but we would expect this trend line to hold. It's not a very long trend line, but let's see. So this trend line starts in 5/20/2019, right? So we're right at a year. So that's good enough for me. So we've got our trend. So if we break through this support right here, I would expect that it would hit on this trend line, and it might breach it like we did right here. But that's going to be a lot of resistance, I believe, and it should hold it, and hopefully we would pop back up against this above this resistance once we went down and touched this trend line. Now, of course, you see that trend. This trend squares off in 6/15/20, 6/15/20. So it is my expectation that as we form this handle over here on this large cup and handle formation, that this trend line will continue and will start moving upward, okay? Now, there's some people out there that are buying metals to preserve their capital. What the federal government or the Fed is printing is currency. There's a difference. One's paper and one's not. And the more they print, the more they devalue it, or inflation, right? Your dollar's worth less. So where it took you, 50 cents to buy a candy bar, now it costs $1 and the package is smaller. So that's why people are buying metals. So to recap, if you've been buying metals, you've got a smiley face, especially if you've been buying it through here. We can see that we breached the support right here, and we went around 7 years later and it became a resistance. We have breached that resistance. This candle's a little higher than the red candle over here. We've got us a 1 year trend between this point and this point. We're going up, so we fully expect this to form. I usually like a little bit longer handle, but we expect this to form and then go up. Our trend line is backing that, so that's where we're at. One other thing I wanted to show you is the GLD mimics the actual metal. So if I come over to APMEX and I go to a complete chart, then we can see the metal has made this formation as well. And so the paper metals are following this trend. Now, one other thing, let's go to a 1 month chart. And although we took a drop last month, we can see that the money's piling in. Remember that the banks made gold a tier 1 money, okay? Or a tier 1 holding. So if I put my cursor here and I draw a line, we can see I've got a trend right there too. Or you do, or we do. So gold, the physical gold, is on a positive trend. We have an ascending trend line. And the paper's following it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I plan on making these, I'm putting these out to help people that have never charted. I've been charting for years. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your Easter. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And God bless.